Good afternoon, Year 10. I just want to start today by sharing with you a short video which I recorded early this week when I was lucky enough to speak to the scientist and broadcaster Professor Brian Cox, and I asked him about the pandemic.
Professor Cox, thank you for joining us. I just wanted to ask you first your reaction to the vaccine that's been rolled out, and in particular, the speed that that's actually been accomplished.
It's unprecedented that you go from discovering a virus just over 12 months ago, sequencing its genome, understanding it, building not one, but 4, 5, 6, 8 vaccines at least that are effective. That's built. The reason we could do that is not because we threw money at the problem in late 2019, early 2020 alone. Right? It is partly that, but it's to do with the fact that we had that capacity. So we had a series of experts, PhD students, postgrads, postdocs, all the way through to professors.
Indeed, it is this fantastic achievement. Obviously, one of the downsides to the pandemic is the fact that students are now at home remote learning. I just wondered if you had any advice for them in order to help them through that process.
Children are like us. We all know how difficult it's been. We all know that sometimes we can't concentrate from 10 o'clock till 11 o'clock. These are very strange circumstances. And for me, what I found is recognizing that and not saying, right, you have to do it now.
I suppose the best advice to students would be to make sure they're pacing themselves through the day, spread out their work, and make sure they're taking regular breaks.
The point is, we've got a day here, and at some point, I would like you to acquire this knowledge.
I guess if one thing's been highlighted by this current situation, it's the importance of education.
Well, I agree, and I've spent my life. Other people see me on television. Most of my life has been in the education sector in universities.
Quite yes, and I know that you have been following my career for some time. I just wondered if you had any feedback or comments about how my teaching career had been going, particularly since the lockdown had started.
I think we discussed last time, you cannot expect, maybe this is a piece of advice that I've noticed, you can't expect to be as anywhere near as good as a professional teacher.
Right, okay. Well, Professor Brian Cox, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Right, well, that was nice to be able to chat to Professor Brian Cox there. I think you got a bit confused at the end there, not sure what he was talking about. But anyway, I just want to talk through with you now just some tips and ideas about how to manage your time and manage your week and your day whilst you're at home remote learning. So the first thing to make sure you start your day right is to get up out of bed at a sensible time. Okay, you don't want to be getting up at lunchtime because you've lost half your day. You need a good productive day. You need to be getting out of bed at a sensible time in the morning. And the first job of your day should probably be to log yourself on to Go for Schools, see what lessons you've got for that day, and get an overview of your day. See what's going to be happening during that day. Some of those lessons that you have that day will be live lessons. It might be a good idea to find out in advance which lessons are live lessons and which lessons are not live lessons. Obviously, the live lessons are time dependent. You have to be there at the right time. Non-live lessons have a bit more flexibility. You can do them throughout the day at a time that suits you. You need to make sure as well that you're taking a sensible amount of breaks. We wouldn't expect you to come to school every day and have no break time, no lunch time, and work solidly throughout the day. So when you're at home, we don't expect you to do that either. So you need to plan in your day some sensible relaxation and downtimes that you can take when you're not doing any work. And the last thing on here is if you are stuck with your work, contact your teacher, send them an email. They won't mind at all. We'd much rather that you let us know that you're stuck and we can try and help you than think that you are stuck and suffering in silence and haven't actually asked for help. So contact your teachers, make sure you're having a dialogue with them and let them know that you're having a problem. And lastly, just a quick word about logging on. There's still quite a few people having problems with logging on. So if you have any issues with your Outlook or your email password, the only way you can reset this and get your password is to email the ICT team at school. So the email address is on the screen, ict@warwick.surrey.sch.uk. Now, obviously, you're going to need to get someone else to email, so get a parent to email them or to email me, and I will do it on your behalf, and they can reset your email password. If you've forgotten your Go for Schools password, you can get that yourself by going to the Go for Schools website where you log in, and there is a forgotten password link on that web page. You will need to be able to access your school email because the password reminder or the reset link will get sent to your school email. So it's very important, if you're trying to recover your Go for Schools login details or password, that you can actually access your school email. Make sure you can do that first. And don't forget, Teams, because it is a Microsoft program, will actually run from your Outlook or your email password. So if you're on your email inbox online, you go to the dots in the top corner and you can access Teams directly. You'll already be logged in. If you want, you can look at the tutorials that I've put online, which cover Outlook passwords and logging to Go for Schools and accessing Teams and registering on Teams as well. So click on the link there and you can remind yourselves of how to do all of those. Okay, Year 10, that is all for this week. Have an excellent end to the week and a brilliant start to next week. Keep working hard, and remember, let us know if you have any problems. Stay in touch, stay in contact, and we will all do whatever we can to help and support you. I will speak to you soon.